Hello, hello, hello. What is up, my friends? Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a fabulous day. It is officially the first day of summer break here, so I don't know like how my lives and my content and all the things are going to go. Actually, I'm just going to roll with it because this is life, right? Like, the best thing about running your own business and building a personal brand is you get to live your life around your business. And actually, this is something that goes right along this topic that I want to talk about today. So one of the things that I always teach my clients, and I always say, and you've probably heard me say this before, is your energy will beat the algorithm every single time. And oftentimes when I say that, people take it the wrong way. They think that they have to change their energy and be this high vibe, mystical creature. That's actually not their authentic energy, but they think they have to evolve into this high vibe, mystical creature person in order for their energy to beat the algorithm every single time. And that's not what I mean at all. When I say your energy beats the algorithm every single time, I am talking about your authentic energy. The way that you would walk into a room and show up in person is the way that you should be walking, or you should be showing up on social media, because that authentic energy is what is going to connect with your super fan. It is what is going to help you to build that know, like, and trust factor when it comes to, building an audience full of people who know, like, and trust you. So how do you know if you're showing up in your authentic energy or not? And I think that there are definitely a few ways to gauge this, but one of the biggest ways, and I just talked about this, we talked about this inside of the podcast interview that I just did for next week, which if you are not subscribed, you should go subscribe to my podcast, because next week's episode is so good and there's so many tips and tricks around content creation in there. I would definitely go listen. So one of the ways that I help my clients see, like, are you showing up authentically or not, is, are you showing up the same way? First and foremost is, are you showing up the same way that you would in person? I don't know how many times I have met somebody that maybe I follow them online and I meet them in person and I'm like, oh my God, like, I love you so much more in person than I do online. And it's not because it's not because they are like a different person. They're just kind of masking themselves online because they feel like they have to show up a certain way online. And when we meet in person, they kind of take off that mask, right? For me, it's actually kind of opposite. I do not mask myself online, but I definitely will mask myself depending on what room I'm walking into. Working on that, and have been working on it since I've been alcohol free. But I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with people where I'm like, if you would show up in that energy online, you would probably connect with more people. You'd probably have more engagement. You probably would sell your programs out more. So one of the things that we do is, at the end of the day, after you've created content, after you've shown up on live, or after you showed up in your stories, I want you to gauge where your energy is at. Are those things like draining your energy and it feels like so hard and like you're putting so much effort into this? Or is creating content and showing up in your stories and all of the things energizing you, or maybe just keeping your energy like level? If your energy is being drained by social media, not necessarily by social media, because I think that happens if you consume too much, but by creating content. So by creating content or showing up in your stories or doing lives or making short form videos or whatever it is, if that is completely draining to you, you are 100% showing up with a mask on. You are not showing up as your authentic self. It shouldn't take you any extra energy to show up as your authentic self online. And in fact, I promise you, it's going to connect you with so many more people when you do that. The thing is people want to work with humans, so they want to see your human side, right? Like, that's why my kids could walk outside at any moment or whatever, and I'm just going to roll with it because this is who I am. This is the stage of life that I'm going through, and I'll probably connect with some moms if that happened, right? Or if the dogs start barking. I can't even tell you how many people I've connected on dogs barking before, because I can't control if they're going to bark or not. Sometimes they're in my podcast episodes barking, and sometimes they're not. That's just me authentically. So at first, you're probably going to have to put a little bit more effort into showing up online. But when you can figure out what that authentic energy means to you and what that looks like for you, it probably isn't going to drain you the way it does when you're showing up with a mask on. That is my message for you guys today. I have 2 things going on right now in my world. I have a free consistency challenge that is going down with my close friends group starting next week. If you want to be added to that, send me a message. And the next thing is the Road to 3K Mastermind. It starts on June 12th, but I'm going to be opening up the WhatsApp chat next week, and I'm super excited to get to know everybody in that group and just really start to build on the next 6 months. It's one of my favorite high level, high touch containers that I run. Send me a message. We can see if it's a fit for you. And the Confident Content Experience is always open. So I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.